What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. With me is my beautiful wife, Tina.
Hi, guys.
Over here we got Tommy.
Yo.
And over there we have not Mike.
What the heck?
Wait.
Jericho.
Oh,
there.
okay.
Wait a minute. What happened to Mike?
Mike is...
Did we lose him already?
No, we didn't lose him already.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mike and his wife are celebrating their 10-year wedding anniversary.
Oh,
Happy
congratulations.
anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Yes. And much deserved. They are in Disney World right now, enjoying
nice.
everything
So
that Orlando
jealous.
has. Yes.
So jealous.
Why didn't you tell me? I've been calling him Mike for like an hour now. I was wondering why his beard grew so
I didn't
fast.
want to be,
Jeez.
rude.
I was waiting for this to
Awkward.
start so you can embarrass yourself, but damn it, didn't work out.
This is awkward.
Yeah.
This is.
Anyways,
whatever.
So I guess you're Mike for today?
So not Mike.
So not
Not
So
Mike.
not Mike, okay.
Hashtag not Mike.
Hashtag not
That's
Mike.
going to be
All
my,
right.
my
Put a little
you're going to
thing.
put it not Mike.
I
I
might
have a
change
nickname,
it.
but you're going to put not
I
Mike.
just might.
You're
Y'all
gonna-
making me work on this
I
post-production
hope you put
shit.
Jericho, then put not
Yeah,
Mike, then
it's
put
gonna, like, fade
hashtag
away,
not
yeah.
Mike.
I'm just going to put this
Hashtag.
guy and an arrow
I
at
was
this
like-
point.
Number one
Hashtag.
trending.
Yes, number one trending.
Hashtag not Mike.
Anyway,
If you
speaking of
said trending, that'd
hashtags,
be
follow
great.
us on our Twitter account at CCG_WrestleCast.
See? Great segue.
Yes, and subscribe to the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel for more WrestleCast episodes. So today we're going to be recapping NXT TakeOver WarGames and Survivor Series 2018 and give a few quick thoughts on the road to TLC just from what's happened on Raw and SmackDown today. So we're going to get right into it. NXT TakeOver, any TakeOver show never fails to disappoint.
Yeah,
And this one-
it's like they work overtime to make sure that it's never a bad show,
Yeah.
which I understand. I mean, it's just great to see.
Yeah. Well, since Mike is not here, Mike was kind enough to send me his notes, so I have those here. I'll read his
Of
thoughts
course
on
he
it.
did. What a
Yeah.
nerd.
Hey.
What?
Well,
Well,
yeah, he is.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a fit. No, it's accurate.
Math.
Math. Okay.
That's for you, Mike.
Anyway, I think the only bad thing that could have happened on this show was
We're
Matt
both-
Riddle
we're
coming
both
out
math
and calling.
teachers.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why. Math.
Yeah.
Math.
Matt, I figured
Everyone
something
all
like
math. Anyway, Matt Riddle coming out and calling out Cassius Ohno, and it was a match.
That-
It was rumored to be a match on the show anyway, and they kind of
Bro.
just did that, bro.
I'm convinced Matt Riddle's like RVD. He's just high perpetually.
Well,
it never
that's why he
comes
left
out.
UFC, the marijuana test. So,
Yeah.
that's just what happens,
Yeah.
right? Came out and went in seconds with a flying knee. I don't think it's the record for the shortest match, but it was kind of like...
What?
Especially against Cassius Ohno.
Yeah, I know. That
mean,
was weird. I was like, what?
I've seen this guy get kicked, punched, elbowed in the head like 80 times during a match and still keep going. If you guys ever catch PWG, him versus Tommy End, who's now Aleister Black, watch that match with an ice pack on you.
Hero versus Tommy End.
Hero versus Chris Hero versus
Hero.
Tommy End.
Chris Hero.
I think it's the show's called Don't Sweat the Technique, I think.
Speaking of which, Mike did send the hashtag We Want Hero. So
Please, God, yes.
that would
I'm
be
sorry.
great, WWE,
My bad.
but I don't know. Yeah, it's fine.
I would kill for that.
Thankfully, that was over as quick as it started. So I
Man,
thought...
you're not kidding. Mike really did send notes. Look
Yeah,
at that.
He did.
Look at all this.
Everybody zoom in. The one thing he forgot, he texted me, hey, I forgot to put this, and I wrote it down. So
Oh, my
Yeah.
I
God.
got it, yeah.
I don't think we
Hey.
need you, man.
I guess not.
Hey, nah,
I'm just
it's
here
all
to
right.
fill the seat. That's it.
So I won't be empty.
Yeah.
Anyway, the first match was the NXT Women's Championship, the 2 out of 3 falls, with Shayna Baszler defeating Kairi Sane. And Tina and Mike got that correct.
Yeah. Math.
Okay, yeah, hashtag math on it.
Technically statistics, but okay. No.
Mike's thoughts on it. He said the women's match was great, and I got to give it to Shayna for that finish, catching the big elbow and rolling it into the pin. So
Yeah. It kind of goes with the whole was it the last match or one of the matches where she reversed her?
it was 2 matches ago where Kairi won the title and she reversed the choke into the pin.
To pin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of was like, hey, back to you.
Yeah, Baszler got the first fall, I guess, pretty quickly with some help.
Yeah.
And you kind of, I mean, we all kind of expected the other,
Jessamine Duke.
Duke. And the other.
And I can't remember her other name.
Sheriff? Marina?
Mir
Sheriff?
Shafir.
Maria Shafir.
Yes.
My
Shafir.
I think
Dude,
I got it.
we're so bad.
Nah,
We
it's whatever.
apologize.
I'm sorry.
Get on TV more.
Don't kill us.
Please don't.
I thought they'd be in towards the end with the third fall, but they cut it out with the first, And then Kyrie was able to take them all out and got the second fall. And the third fall's where it went crazy with Dakota Kai and Io Shirai showing up
Oh
to
my
help
gosh,
Kyrie.
that was beautiful. By the way,
And just when you think Kyrie's got this in the bag, that she's got a shot, she sets up her elbow, and Shayna reversed it into a pin, which was honestly a great finish. One note I wrote down here was Baszler has improved so much.
Yeah, she has.
Her psychology, her selling.
I'm
Honestly,
sorry, I'm bitter.
some of the things we knocked her about when we started the show, when we first did the last time we had a takeover is when we first started doing WrestleCast episodes, and
her selling was not very good.
selling wasn't good, but it's gotten so much better.
Yeah, a lot better.
So she's definitely
she's gotten better at telling a story too.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were also saying that maybe this was kind of a little odd too because she's getting so much help.
Mm-hmm.
So we were saying like, is this going to be like a bad thing one day when they tell her like, okay, you two can't be out here? They throw them out, and that's how she's going to lose because she's not going to have any help.
I thought at some point in this 2 out of 3 falls, you might have seen the ref do that if they'd have gotten involved more.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you never know.
I know. I'm just saying, like maybe another match. Like I don't know if it's gonna be in the long run. Keep running the whole like, oh, whoever she wrestles, she's gonna have help kind of thing. It's kind of weird.
Or it might be like,
Especially since I don't think she needs help. But
Yeah.
it could be the thing where she's like has the help out there anyway, and they try to get involved, and she loses to someone like Dakota Kai, who's kind of like a new up and comer, but like doesn't like win like a big fashionable way. She's like kind of rolls up Shayna. And Shayna doesn't see it coming. Just 1, 2, 3. You know, they have those kind of storylines. I like those too.
Yeah,
Sure
do.
Yeah.
All right. Next match was Aleister Black defeating Johnny Gargano, and I'm the only one that got that right.
Dang, I can't believe I got that wrong. I was so shocked.
That match was pretty intense, man. It just
It was a good match.
It's
was.
Gargano and Black. That
Yeah.
literally didn't surprise me on the list.
Mike's thoughts. He loved the way Gargano started the match with Black just seemingly one step ahead for the first several minutes before finally succumbing to 2 black masses. And I just enjoyed how much of a story these guys told. But at the very end, especially literally, Black turns to Gargano and says, "I absolve you of your sins."
Yeah.
But
Hashtag Johnny Takeover.
Johnny Takeover.
Part of me thinks that the Grim Reaper is actually kind of scared of Aleister Black.
I wouldn't doubt it if it works for him.
Because it's like
Maybe.
the Grim Reaper looks at Aleister Black. Man, I wish I looked that cool when I came and collected souls.
And his jacket was pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
Also
It's
Black's-
black with all these like spikes, but I don't know how to explain the black part was like I don't even know how to explain. Looked like skin.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a really cool
Like a scale or
jacket.
something? Like
Kind
scale,
of like a scale. It was a really cool jacket. You pointed it out to me too. You're like, oh, I like his jacket.
It was just something new. He
Yeah, it was
just came
different.
back with a
I
vengeance.
have a friend of mine who's like in love with Aleister Black, and I really meant to ask her what she thought of just him. Period, because he gets on the screen, she almost faints, like for real.
Wow.
My favorite point in this match was that Gargano was like lining up to kick Aleister Black at his back turn, and he turned around, saw him, and he just sat down and looked at him, was like, "Come on," and it was just like it's intense. I was like, "Yeah, Black's pissed off."
Yeah. Oh, he's very upset right now.
Oh yeah.
Not a good thing to do.
No.
Kick Gargano's face, but Gargano kind of playing up the tweener role here, high fiving fans that would high five him, but I don't know. I don't know if this heel thing's
See,
gonna.
he knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
I don't know if this heel thing's going to continue or not, but if it was just a one-time match, they really wrote it off the right way, I think. So now, NXT Championship was next. Tommaso Ciampa defeated
this
the
is a good
Velveteen
match.
Dream. Math team Mike and Tina also got that correct.
I love it.
We're the mathletes.
Mathletes, okay.
Now,
I
see,
don't know if you wanted to use your fantasy football team name, so
I don't know. I have to ask Mike.
okay.
I think he'll be cool with mathletes.
Yeah.
If not, knowing him, he'll totally tell me.
Well, his
Later.
thoughts on the match was that Hollywood Velveteen Dream was great again. I just can't wait to see him on the main roster. Ciampa is the best heel in WWE, period. And I think we can all agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Well, you know what? I gotta say he's neck and neck with Becky Lynch right now.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say.
okay.
I was actually
Ciampa-
gonna say Becky's
Ciampa-
better,
But is Becky really
whatever.
a heel right now?
Close enough, in my
She's
opinion.
supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, her
But
being
nobody wants her to.
look, her being cheered notwithstanding.
Yeah.
Hey, they're reacting.
Yeah,
We're
sure.
just-
Exactly.
You get a reaction.
So this is the one match I'm not as mad that I was wrong about, only because Dream's time will come. And honestly, he's one of those guys where he's like early era Bray Wyatt. It doesn't matter how many times he loses. No one cares. He's Velveteen Dream. He surpassed wins and losses. And one of the reasons I'm not really like that is because we could still get the match I want to see, which is Ciampa, Gargano, and Black. I still want that match. I know we were going to get it before Alistair got attacked.
Could probably happen in Phoenix because I don't really see anybody else jumping up. I mean, Black's going to be in the hunt again for Ciampa.
I still want that match because I was looking forward to that like crazy because the three of them have and can and probably will nearly kill each other just to keep and or win the championship. I want to see that because these are very violent and destructive individuals.
I'm personally enjoying Dream's subtle shots at Hogan. Every which way he can. The Hollywood thing, his shirt from NWO to OVA. Oh
my God, that was awesome.
Hey, he hasn't forgotten what Hogan told him on Tough Enough, and then the very next week, Hogan was gone because that video came out. So,
Dreams just jabs at anyone right now. I think.
Oh yeah.
He's like because I love the one time that I think Ciampa did say that he wasn't tough enough. I was like, that's the over you could come at Dream. You have to really obliterate him in order to have a chance. Because
he's just gonna brush it off.
He's ready for you.
Yeah, the only time you've seen Dream speechless is when Ricochet did the flip.
That
right
flip
in
was,
front of him.
oh my God.
Yeah, that's about it. So
I could talk for minutes. I could talk for hours about that flip alone. Anyway, go ahead.
And finally,
But if he did it in front of you, you'd be like,
yeah.
bye, homie.
I would have been like, yo, do it again.
F this shit, I'm out.
Hold on, I'm going to record this. Do it again. I'm going to record this. Okay?
Yes, yeah.
My
Snapchat.
favorite tweet. I don't know if it was like Lance Storm or Sid Vicious or somebody on Twitter said, "How many guys in the NXT are going to have broken ankles because Ricochet did that?"
Because they're all going to try it. Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna do that. I can do that. Fattest guy on the Indies.
You're not Ricochet. Okay,
Yeah.
You know what? Call the ambulance. Throw up the X.
See some 300-pound guy try that. That'd be funny. Now, Tina's favorite match, WarGames. Now, keep in mind, here's a funny story. She and I were at a wedding reception. Watching this on my phone.
Yeah.
Just like,
Dedicated.
Yeah, one of our friends was like, for shame.
yeah.
And
But
I
we're
was
like, hey, we had
it's
the groom's
almost over.
permission.
It's almost over. And the groom knew.
Then like the good song started coming on, so we're sitting there line dancing with the phone in my hand. Like, oh my God.
In their defense,
We didn't take the phone with us. We left it on the table. But
Yeah,
we
damn
played. We did the one song, and then we were like, okay, run. Who won? What's going on?
in their defense, when I'm ever at anything boring, I watch wrestling, something wrestling related to pass the time.
The wedding wasn't boring. It was a fun
wasn't
wedding.
boring.
No, I'm kidding.
It was
But-
just the music was just barely starting too, so we
Yeah.
were just like,
Hey,
okay.
It was a great way to get through the dinner section.
If you have the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dinner and everything was good. It
As
was
far
good.
as the
Oh,
match,
oh,
Tommy and Mike got this
Wedding
right,
was
picking
good.
the War Raiders, Ricochet, and Dunn.
I know, I'm upset.
Mike's thoughts: War Games was fun and brutal, except for the refs making themselves look dumb with 2 padlocks at the end.
Oh yeah, that was
And he's looking forward to a Dunn versus Ricochet match, which they did kind of tease at the end there. So, for those who didn't see it, Jericho.
I'm gonna see what
I was waiting
what
for
my
that.
friend, I'm gonna say what my friend said at the wedding. For shame.
For shame. No, I'm
My
just
bad.
basically, I thought really there was going to be a Dunn turn when they kind of forced him to go last. Pete Dunn kept trying to run out there, be the one out of the cage first,
Yeah.
and they kept pushing him back. We had Adam Cole, a Ricochet star, then Kyle O'Reilly ran in, then Hanson, Roderick Strong, Rowe, Bobby Fish, and Pete Dunne. After getting double padlocked, and the rest finally found some bolt cutters in the back and came out and broke the chain. So
That's so stupid.
Which-
That's so stupid.
it was a
What-
great. It was
I mean,
a great.
wouldn't you
it was a
think
smart spot
already
by
when
Bobby
you're like,
Fish,
oh,
yeah.
there's two.
We got 3 minutes. How are we
going
gonna
to
get this damn thing off?
There's
Yeah.
2 locks. I only have 1 key. What am I gonna do with the other one?
Yeah. Maybe
Oh,
we
you
should-
know what? I'm gonna try the same key.
Yeah.
See if it works.
But I'm gonna wait 3 minutes.
And if it
before I try
doesn't work, then I don't know what we're gonna do. Oh wait, get a bolt cutter last minute. Jeez Louise.
As far as the match itself, I thought they did a much better job using both rings this year. Last year, they really only tend to keep the action in one ring. And I was like, well, you're not really utilizing both rings. I mean, you had a few spots here and there. This match, they went back and forth. They had some great spots, too. I think there was one where Ricochet was in a submission hold, and the other guys were holding off the rest of his team in the other ring, trying to keep him out. And then, or no, who was in a... Pete Dunne was in a submission. And eventually, Ricochet just jumped over everybody and broke it up. Which
Sounds like something.
Yeah.
That sounds like that's Ricochet. That's just what he does.
From one ring to the other, he's like, all right, I'm just going to go over you guys. So, as for the, I mean, it was a great show. As for the picks themselves, Tommy and I went 1-3. Tina was 2-2, and Mike was 3-1.
The guy who went 3-1
Beginner's
who's
luck.
not here. Yeah, seriously.
Telling you, man,
Beginner's
he
luck.
knows his wrestling. So,
I don't
So his-
care. I don't care. I'm
so
bitter.
his 3-1 should not count because he is not. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm bitter that he went 3-1. So yeah, I'm with Tina.
Jericho, you're supposed to be like, no, I defend him.
No, guys, come on, 3-1. I know
Yeah.
myself.
Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up. Hashtag
Yes.
not Mike.
Hashtag Mike. As far as match of the night, pull my Twitter here because the poll just ended not too long ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So we had a match of the night poll, and 54% thought the WarGames match was. The
I
match
thought
of
it
the
was
night.
interesting though
Yeah.
that this is one of the few times that almost every match that you put on our poll got at least one vote.
Yeah.
27 votes.
27%
Or
went.
22, excuse me.
Yeah,
22 votes.
27% of the votes went to Black and Gargano, which was I mean
Yeah.
a lot better than we thought it was going to be. I mean, we knew it was going to
Yeah.
be good. We didn't think
Yeah.
it was going to be that good. Ciampa Dream 14% and Baszler and Kairi Sane for 5% of the votes. But
Yeah, but
I
like,
think that speaks more like to the quality of other matches. Not that Baszler and Sane was bad. It's just that everything else kind of was just like really good.
I
It's
just,
just really
it's just
good,
that the whole show was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. That's typical.
Speaking of which, WarGames double moonsault off the top of the cage.
Oh my
by-
gosh.
by Ricochet. It was amazing. Dude is
How about
insane.
the moonsault by the genius of the sky? What's her name? Yeah, Io Shirai.
Io Shirai and the
Oh my god, the
2 out of
most
3 falls
beautiful
match.
moonsault
Beautiful
I've ever
moonsault.
seen.
Very true.
And I'm just like,
That's why I'm really happy Io Shirai is there.
and
now.
I'm like, can she
Mm-hmm.
wrestle Charlotte to see those? Just
yeah, those moonsaults
Those
go.
moonsaults
She
together?
put Charlotte's
Like, that'd be
moonsault
great.
to shame.
Yeah. Well,
oh my
yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
she makes anybody's moonsault look shame.
Oh yeah.
I knew
Even some of the men's.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Io Shirai for a while, and like her moonsaults are like one of my all-time favorites.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like a gymnastic move, like real pretty.
So, on to our
Oh.
WrestleCast ratings. 0 to 5, 5 being WrestleMania 17, 0 being December Dismember.
Damn it! I laughed anyway.
Got it. All right. Mike gave it a 4.5. He said TakeOver always delivers, and it has such a high standard for itself. That even great shows now seem the norm. From top to bottom, except the surprise match with Riddle versus Ono. Hashtag we want a hero. Every match was an emotional ride. So, Tommy, what is your rating for this show?
You know what? Screw it. I'll go ahead and agree with Mike. I'll give it 4.5 too, because it's. I think probably one thing that probably knocks it down for me is the fact that Riddle and Ono didn't get a full match. I would love to see. I mean, I want to say that they've gotten that somewhere. I'm thinking. I don't know. It's probably somewhere in the indie scene or PWG. I can't remember if I've seen it, but I want to say I heard about it. But I don't know. I just. Okay, so here's my thing with Ono. I think he's fine enough to where he's doing the job he's given and he's getting a check, which I'm happy for him. I just wish he could have more. You know, it's just me. I'm a Chris Hero fanatic. I'm a Cassius Ono fanatic.
It's
I
his
love the
second
guy.
time through the company. Why he hasn't gotten out of NXT worries me.
The fact that they keep saying it's his weight is total BS to me. It's like I've never bought that.
I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was the fact that they fired him the first time or let go of him the first time
I guess.
and then brought him back in, expecting him to, when he left, to lose weight, and he came back heavier.
Then why bring him back? then?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was
So-
thinking too. I was like, why did they even bring him
But
back?
it's
I
not
don't
like he
know. I don't
can't
know.
move. I mean.
Yeah,
he
whatever.
can't. He can move. It's
Yeah.
just I don't know. They're just weird.
Yeah.
Vince has his look, and he's probably not going to come up if he doesn't think he can market him. And
Yeah.
honestly, he just looks out of shape, even though we know he's not.
Yeah.
That's just
I
a
mean,
look.
it doesn't even matter. Like it's like Kevin Owens. Like,
Yeah.
That's my.
Which, by the way,
always-
I miss that guy.
God,
Yes.
I
I
was
always
just thinking
say
about
Well,
that.
soon.
I was just thinking about that yesterday when we were watching Raw, and we saw like a truck with his face on it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Where's that guy been?"
that. You want to
yeah.
cry. It's
My rating is also 4.5. This match is just top to bottom. I mean, this show is amazing.
Yeah.
TakeOver never fails to deliver. WarGames is so much fun. I really, really enjoyed it. Tina,
Same.
what about you? 4.5?
Same.
Hey,
Average.
unanimous.
Hey.
Guess
That'll
what?
be
You
an
don't-
easy
you can put
average.
your-
I
you
don't
can
need
put
my
your-
calculator
I
for
was gonna
this
say you
one.
can put your calculator away, honey.
For this one.
For this one.
Yep. So that is our thoughts on
Sorry, we're not gonna
WarGames.
get yours.
You didn't watch the show.
You didn't watch the show.
You watched Survivor Series, right?
I feel like y'all told me that I guys saw the show now,
All
just
right.
based off of what y'all said. So
Go watch
So
it.
4.5.
A 4.5. Got it.
But yes, I
Cool.
saw Survivor Series.
All right.
Okay. So
Good pick. Hashtag
All
not
right.
Mike.
Well, then we're going to get into Survivor Series now. And
All
the card subject to change strikes
This-
again during the pre-show.
This seemed
So-
like this was the most unpredictable Survivor Series I've ever watched.
They were really thinking. They were really.
Ever.
They must have really been seeing our messages in
Yeah.
our little wrestling group that we have, that we were saying, man, wrestling is so predictable.
First of all, speaking
like,
of
it's so
watching our
annoying,
thing-
annoyingly predictable, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
watch
Screw
this.
you.
Watch
Speaking of
this.
R-Truth
Hold
being
my
the
beer.
fifth member of the Women's Survivor Series match, it was that close. Because they almost announced in the
Why
pre-show. Yes.
did we get?
JC wanted R-Truth so bad.
I wanted.
I wanted
It's like,
it.
here's the fifth member of Team SmackDown. Here comes R-Truth. And no.
No.
You're not even a woman. Yeah. So Mandy Rose is the fifth member. Nothing wrong with that. We know
Yeah, of
Corey
course.
Graves
Well,
is
there's,
happy.
there's nothing wrong with Mandy
Yeah.
Rose. Man, there's nothing wrong with Mandy Rose. Period.
Yeah.
What were we talking about though?
Yeah.
I think Corey Graves would agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we cut to the women's Raw team
Oh my gosh.
arguing. Then Natalia and
Ruby.
Ruby get into a fight, so they get kicked off the team.
And they
Oh,
get,
we don't know what the hell's going on.
and then they finally put Bailey in.
Finally put Bailey and Sasha in there. But in the meantime, we had, we'll get to that later. So the pre-show match was the Tag Team Survivor Series match that apparently was forgotten during the main show.
Even though, yeah, I was gonna say
Just
the Raw's like,
Lord.
the Raw's like clean sweep, and I'm like, didn't they win the pre-show?
Yeah.
I was like, that's weird.
It's a clean sweep. That is the biggest asterisk I've seen in recent memories.
6-1.
Yeah, from what I've read,
6-1.
I guess the agent for this match, which by the way, Team SmackDown won, so Mike, Tina, and Tommy got correct, with Usos being this lone survivor, beating the Revival at the end. Apparently, it was supposed to be Raw going over, but there was a little miscommunication. SmackDown went over anyway. So, whoops. So let's just ignore that on the main
Wait,
show.
what?
Yeah, that's some news that came out.
That's hilarious.
The ref.
No, the agent that booked the match,
Oh.
the word he got, I guess it was some miscommunication. He thought Team SmackDown was supposed to go over, but it was really supposed to be Raw.
Oh, so what's supposed to be 7-0?
So
Hashtag
basically,
you effed up.
So basically, whoever shows up in Impact Wrestling in the next couple of weeks, that's the agent who was booking that.
Pretty much. So we'll see.
Former WWE agent appears at Impact Wrestling. Oh, he screwed up.
But it was just dumb that they
You
ignored
have
that all
one
night.
job.
It's just dumb that they ignored that all night. Like, you very easily could have just run with it, and it still would have been a dominant 6-1 performance.
You could
have done that.
It
So
was on the pre-show.
yeah, it was pre-show, so we're gonna ignore
Or
it.
you could say, you could just say the ones on the main show count.
That's why I thank God
Yeah.
for New Day.
Instead
I don't
of
care what
saying all that
anybody
other
says.
stuff. It's just like, what?
I count pre-show.
Thank
So.
you for New
Is that-
Day.
I
always
Thank you for
count
Michael
pre-shows,
Cole
yeah.
for calling it out too during the main show as well.
Yeah.
So
What do you say?
I just kept calling out. Well, let's not forget the pre-show. I was like, no, it's a clean sweep because the counter kept coming up the whole night. It was it's Hero SmackDown. Whatever. Anyway,
It's a sad day when Michael Cole's the only one keeping facts straight around there.
excuse me. So true.
And I have nothing against Michael Cole. It's just
Yeah.
that's a sad day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On to the main show. The Women's Survivor Series match is the one that kicked off the show. Mike is the only one that picked Raw, and you got that right with Nia Jax being the lone survivor. But that heat on Nia.
Holy
Look.
crap, man.
Yeah.
Look, man, I knew she was gonna get some nuclear heat. I'm talking Elias in Seattle heat. I knew that was gonna go down for real.
I'm at least glad they're running with it.
Yeah, that's true.
Mike says the match was all right. He guessed right that there was going to be heat on Nia for hurting Lynch. Should be
gosh.
fun when they finally meet.
This is gonna be some major roster changes.
Definitely. Even when she got introduced in the booze, they cut to the ring and Naomi was just laughing.
Oh, yeah, man. Naomi
Yeah.
was like,
Naomi was just kind of laughing at the heat. So
Because Nia's her cousin-in-law, right?
yeah.
So that's gotta be something. Yeah, because isn't
yeah.
because Tamina's her sister-in-law. Nia's her cousin-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because Tamina's sister-in-law. Yeah, so that's got to be something.
Don't try and do a Samoan family tree. It'll take too goddamn long.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wait, Tamina's
But
her
wait-
sister-in-law?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Tamina's the Usos' sister.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought they were
And
cousins.
apparently they have one more younger brother who's wrestling now.
Oh, my gosh.
so many.
I'm
It's
confused.
like the Hart family all over again.
I'm like, I'm already confused.
I usually am, but but wrestling's the one thing I do know.
Yeah, so not too much to speak on that. I mean, Nia got the heat, and people are all upset about it. You know, people are on tweeting about it. You're not heat because you're a heel. You're upset because you're a heel. This, that. You know what? You're booing her. Boos
It's
or boos.
still a reaction.
You're making it easy for her to get
That's
over
what
as a heel.
I've been
So,
telling wrestling fans for years.
Don't
if you truly
react.
don't like someone, don't do anything.
Don't
yeah,
with them.
don't react. Turn your back on them and don't
as soon
speak
as you
a
react,
word.
that's what they want.
Yeah,
When you boo, that's $1.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
least.
Pretty much. Exactly.
Yeah.
For Vince, he rounds it up to 10 if it's a lot of heat.
So, yeah. The next match was the, I guess, the mid-card champions, Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. We all got this wrong. All thinking Shinsuke was going to win.
Yeah, that was a crazy, because we all thought the Dean was going to interfere and he never did, which is like,
Yeah.
what?
Mike even
Where's
mentioned
Dean?
that. I was so busy waiting for Ambrose interference in the Rollins versus Nakamura match that when it ended clean, I had to stop and say, "Shit, that was a great match."
Yeah, and another thing, he used the curb stomp, which
Yeah.
I was telling him, like, I like the fact that he only uses it every once in a while.
Yeah.
He doesn't use it all the time.
He has to use a guy Nakamura to make sure it's like, stay down, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I didn't think about this until later. You just had the ROH World Champion beat the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, really.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I was like, huh.
And
true.
the first NXT champion.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I love Seth's version of "Come on."
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
You have to think that they do that backstage just to tease him. Just
Yeah.
it's like Shinsuke, we're going to dinner. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I know this is probably out of order, but what about Drake?
Drake Maverick.
Drake.
We're getting to that. That's next.
Yeah,
We're getting to that. But before we get to that, we had a vignette where R-Truth is trying to join Team Raw.
Oh, yeah.
Cut them up.
Yeah, and then he was like, wait a minute. This is him SmackDown.
Yeah, something like that.
Then he walked out.
Was it Corbin?
And they were all just like,
You're not on Raw.
You're not even on Raw.
It was
Our
enjoyable.
Truth needs just an extra check for how much he makes everybody laugh. I mean, for the love of God, the day that man gets fired, I think the whole locker room will walk out. Either our Truth keeps his job or we're all leaving.
I think he needs to be a writer.
I do too.
He might, that'll be like his future, I guess, when he's done.
I think he
doing
needs
his
to
thing.
be a writer because he's like, man,
Yep.
he's just hilarious.
Yeah, because he just makes everything they give him work, regardless.
Yeah.
And now, speaking of Drake Maverick, we had AOP against the Bar. Tina and I got this right picking AOP, and but wasn't shown on TV. Well, we'll get to that later. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get to that later. But anyway, the whole Drake peeing himself after being confronted by Big Show.
In Drake's defense.
Where's his notes? Yeah. Tag champs match was okay. This is from Mike. Funny spot with Maverick peeing himself, although I'm not sure it worked the way it was supposed to. Yeah, it didn't look like much. I mean,
Yeah, it looked like water. Just true.
yeah, that's the whatever mechanism they had in there to make it look like pee didn't work out. But
You could
still,
tell he was kind of struggling to get it to work.
yeah, to get it to work.
Yeah.
It didn't work as well as Vince and Stone Cold with the whole Bang
With the
316 thing.
That
yeah,
was
with the gun.
man.
Years
Dude,
ago.
it looked like legitimately Vince peed himself in that one.
So yeah, the funny part is that before this match, they're starting to make the rounds on social media that someone had spotted Enzo second row on the hard cam side.
Yeah, I forgot about
They were
that.
like, what? And I caught it on Twitter. I was watching. I was like, is he there second row? And they look, and I couldn't see him. And then the videos come out later that apparently he stood up at the beginning of the match, was trying to cause disturbance. Like, I'm right here, cut a promo
He had a
or
fake
whatever.
mic or something, or he was
He
holding
just did
his
his
hand.
hand
on his
thing,
tattoo.
doing
Yeah,
his
something like
thing,
that.
and they kicked him out. But I guess they caught it on TV, didn't show him real quick, and then now Enzo's banned from any Staples Center events, not just WWE, anything Staples Center.
There is a video of when he stood up and how fast security grabbed him. It's amazing. It's like, wow, I did not know security moved that fast anywhere. It's like, dude,
Hey, it's LA, bro.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So it was.
But-
I found a funny tweet, and I want to kind of share it to you guys. Think of "That's Amore" song. Okay.
Okay.
When your ass is released, so you buy your own seat. That's amore.
Oh my god.
When you're thrown to the floor, escorted out the door. That's amore. When you
Yes.
stand up and shout, and security throws you out. That's amore.
Oh my god. This
Don't
is
even
great.
make it on air or get to keep the commemorative chair. That's amore.
The commemorative chair.
Oh wait, no. Speaking of,
Did that?
This guy
That is
at
awesome.
Ref Pat Savino.
Hey, what's
I
up,
haven't
dude?
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
about to
that was
follow
great
that guy.
tweet, man. That was awesome.
No, speaking of that,
I need to go retweet that.
Yeah.
seriously, I don't know how true this is, but I saw this one guy who was there said tweeted at Enzo, "Hey, dude, I got your chair for you. In case you want it, I'll bring it to your next show."
Dang.
That's awesome.
Dude, I would have taken his chair.
I would have taken his chair.
I'm taking
on
his
now.
chair and put it on eBay. I already got one, right?
This was sat on by Enzo,
Yeah, for all of 2 matches.
and he stood up on it too.
Yeah.
And he even
So-
had a wig on too. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, a
black-
wig
black
and
wig on
a.
it.
It's like, come on, dude.
In a hood, it's like, geez, dude.
Just buy a
I thought-
ticket,
I
sit
thought
there,
you
and
did- I
enjoy
thought
the
you
show.
didn't
Don't put
care
heat on
anymore.
yourself, but whatever. Dig in your own grave.
Yeah. Oh well.
Then we had R-Truth trying to join the men's team SmackDown, or at least thinking he wasn't on SmackDown anymore, and he was like, "Let me on SmackDown."
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And he's like, "You are on SmackDown."
you aren't. Oh, thank God. You don't want to be on Raw, man. They're crazy.
That was,
Love our
gold,
truth,
man. That's
Yeah.
He is.
truth.
That led into the Cruiserweight Championship match. We all got this one right, picking Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
Mike's thoughts. Murphy versus Ali was outstanding as usual. Seems a better fit for TakeOver, though I'm glad they made the main show. Me too. We all feared this was going to be
at this
pre-show.
point, I'm just glad that the Cruiserweight titles are the main show because I do agree. Like it's like the Cruiserweight should just be part of NXT and get this over with,
Yeah.
so they can be on TakeOver where more people will watch them. Ironically,
Pretty
Yep.
much, yeah.
but at least they got on the main show finally. I mean, good lord, what more did the Cruiserweights have to do except they're trying every single freaking week, and everyone says, "Oh yeah, Cruiserweights are great." Yeah, but let's put them on the pre-show. What? No one's watching that.
And it was the first This Is Awesome chant of the night, too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that was another... I mean, it says how far this division's come.
I need to really watch that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
It's
because I know Maria's on there too, and
Yeah, her and
she's,
Mike.
She's making a big deal on it too. Like I don't know, she's.
Yep,
So
yep.
I don't know. I just want to.
It's-
I need to make time to watch that
It's like
because I feel like I don't.
It's like I said, the matches on there were never bad, but it's like for some reason the missing ingredient was like Drake Maverick as general manager. Just somehow it's like everyone like I guess maybe they all had a talk and so let's just step
Yeah.
our game up
Yeah.
and like let's like nearly kill each other every show to make everyone like us. Like that's a good idea, and they all went out there and did that.
Yeah.
The men's Survivor Series match was next. We all picked Team Raw, getting it right, but the lone survivors were... Well, there wasn't a lone survivor. It was Strowman, Lashley, and Drew McIntyre.
Sounds about right.
Mike's thoughts. The men's Survivor Series match was all about setting up future stuff, but at least The Miz making Shane do his signature moves over and over was funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Now, my note here, and I'll see if you guys
Poor
get this
Shane.
reference. Shane McMahon going Scott Sterling in this match. I don't know if you've seen those viral videos of a guy
Yes.
as a goalie or playing volleyball, getting the ball hit at his head over and over.
And he's just
Scott
like
Sterling, the legend.
he's like.
Wow,
You know what
I
I'm
have not, but now. I'm
Oh
curious.
man, they are
Okay, I gotta
hilarious.
see
So
that.
he's basically
Scott
like
Sterling!
he's basically like passed out almost.
He's this
and every
little
time
guy
he's trying to
playing
get up,
goalie.
boom.
Yeah.
It's like a penalty kick shootout, and so he's blocks the first one with his face. Another one dives for it, still hits him in the face. Then he's crawling away. I don't want any more of this. The
Yeah,
guy
and he's
kicks it, still
bloody
hits him in the
and-
face
yeah.
anyway. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and the same thing
Okay.
with the
Yeah.
same thing with the volleyball one. Like he's basically like on the floor.
he's
and
lying
they
on the
just keep
floor.
hitting-
When they're flying on the floor, they keep spiking the ball and it hits him in the head over and over. And he keeps defending it, and it's like Scott Sterling's a legend.
I will
He's the
definitely
best
look
one
this up.
ever. It's like
Yes,
what?
I will look this
That's
up.
what it felt like with Shane, and he was just kind of thrown to the wolves. Like,
He's
hey,
like,
do your
okay.
coast to coast.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Then he
He's all
got
getting
clotheslined out of
Stumbling.
midair by Strowman.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, that was funny.
Shane McMahon, I felt like it's the one person in all wrestling who knows he can't wrestle, so he's just like, I'm just gonna make myself dead every single match just to entertain the people, and like that's why probably like everyone in the back is like, well, you guys want to have a match with Shane McMahon? You mean do you want to watch Shane die again? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go do that.
I think that's what Ted said.
What? Yeah, Ted came over by that steady.
Steady came over and he was just like, "The heck, man? He's all like gonna pass out." And I'm like,
He
I thought
doesn't.
Shane was gonna die.
He doesn't know. Shane has died every
Yeah.
match he's ever been.
Shane
and-
survived a helicopter crash. He's good.
yeah.
Shane's
Yeah.
but Shane's worst death was like, against Kurt Angle, 2001, King of the Ring, and I will stand by that to my
Jesus Christ,
dying
that was
day.
disgusting.
That was the worst.
Still a great match though.
It was a great match, but like Shane died like 5 times in that match. I'm convinced his heart had to have stopped.
Yeah. Now on to the match that by 53% of the votes on our Twitter poll was match of the night. Of course, we're talking about Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
We all picked Ronda. We all got it right,
Technically.
by a DQ
By
finish.
DQ, yeah.
But man, Charlotte put the beat down.
She
Welcome to the business,
Yeah, well,
bro.
before we get into that,
That's what she basically
I know
said.
people were watching it. Some were thinking, man, they're just botching everything. This match looked like an actual fight.
Yeah.
At the
To
beginning,
me.
yes.
Yes. It was intense. They were back and forth, grappling, striking. I mean,
I was
it
just
looked
getting
like-
nervous that because like I was telling him like, oh, I was just getting nervous
Yeah.
that they were gonna hurt each other
Yeah.
because it just seemed like they kept messing up.
Yeah.
And because of that, I felt like, somebody was either gonna get dropped on their head or something, and I was just like worried. I was like, oh my god, this looks really sloppy. And then it got better as it went on. But yeah, I could see how you like looking back at it again. I was like, oh man, it does kind of look more of like a fight.
Right.
But the key word, I think, is the promo from last SmackDown where Becky told Charlotte, just beat her like I would.
Yeah.
And yeah, Charlotte
she
sure
did.
did. Yes.
Yeah.
So
So we're kind of having like a whole like Allie and Impact Sue Young thing where where Charlotte was like, no, Becky, you can't do
We
this, but now
could.
she's slowly morphing into being Becky's like servant.
Allie
It's
looks
like,
creepy, man.
I
Yes.
feel-
Allie looks great.
I feel like this is what they would have done if Becky wasn't hurt. Like she probably would have gotten
like
frustrated.
Charlotte would have come out
No,
and
no,
done-
no, no,
No,
like,
Becky would have
Oh,
done the
Becky would have.
beatdown.
Yeah.
Becky would've-
Okay. Yeah.
Like
yeah,
Becky
yeah,
would have
yeah.
gotten frustrated and started beating her up and just
Yeah.
been like, screw it, I'm just gonna DQ and beat her up.
And still, Becky would have got cheered out the building.
Oh yeah, of course.
Mike's thoughts said the match was
Charlotte
amazing.
did.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Oh my
Mike's
God.
thoughts said the match was amazing with an interesting ending. Don't overthink this WWE. It should be Becky vs Ronda at Mania.
Yeah.
It's
Please,
Becky's
God.
moment. Don't CM Punk her.
Do you think that they're going to potentially make this a three-way though?
I hope not for Mania. Let it be one-on-one.
They
Just
might
doesn't
after
need
that
to-
match.
Yeah.
It feels like
Just-
that.
yeah.
No, I mean, okay.
I don't want it to be, but it feels like
Right.
that.
Ronda's gonna get Nia at TLC, and then she says she's turning her sights on Charlotte, which is probably gonna be Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Which I don't get because they're not on the same show.
they'll figure some way out.
Well, see, I think that's always been kind of my problem with the inter brand stuff. It's like if they set up something like that, then they kind of have to have some kind of other blow off.
Yeah.
Like for Becky and Ronda, there was going to have to be one anyway because
also-
Becky was going to do something.
And also too, if you don't let Charlotte beat Ronda, then who do you have beat Ronda?
Becky.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is you have potentially Charlotte who's never, who beat Asuka in her record.
Yeah.
So you want somebody, I guess, I mean, yeah, it would make sense for Becky to beat her. But if Becky were not to beat her, that would be stupid. Because then I would
If
be
Becky
like,
were not
who-
to beat her,
then I would be like, who's
Yeah.
going to beat her?
Yeah,
Nobody.
that would
You have
make more
nobody
sense.
on the roster to beat her.
But I think it will be Becky. I think Charlotte will lose to her again this time, probably straight up, only
Yeah.
for Becky to beat her. And the reason I say that is because Charlotte, she won at WrestleMania against Asuka, then lost the title and everything. But since getting it back, and then losing it to Becky Lynch has been the one who's been taking like that all those like really intense spots, who showing she can be better than everybody else, and so she's gonna prove that she can be better than Ronda. Because I don't think, like you said, if like you guys are right, if Becky had been in this match, she wouldn't have won it straight up.
Yeah.
Do you think that Becky would interfere in that match though, in the with Ronda and Charlotte in the second match?
If she's healthy.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because by then she'd be cleared to do
Yeah.
whatever.
Hopefully
and,
she should be. Yeah.
and
Should be.
she could be able to interfere in this match
Mm-hmm.
and have Ronda lose.
Yeah. That, or she'll just like kind of maybe come out either before or after, or maybe she'll try to interfere. It may not work. Ronda beats
Or-
Charlotte, and then Becky kicks her ass after that.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, or Ronda beats Charlotte and then she comes out to beat her up.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I do think this match sets up is for next Survivor Series, you're going to get horsewoman versus horsewoman. I think that's the
Ooh,
big
that'd be cool.
playoff that this is going to set up.
The only
for
thing
next
is, I
Survivor
was
Series.
telling this is that I don't think the other two horsewomen are ready.
Maybe not, but if you get the build up right, they could at least.
And
hold their
then-
own.
and-
It's a 4-way tag.
And like I
match.
said, if they wait till
I
next year,
understand that,
if they
but-
wait till next year's Survivor Series, then I think
Makes more sense.
they should be ready by then. Please God.
Which will be in Chicago, so that crowd will be nice too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's so bad when there are certain crowds you're scared for the people. It's like, oh,
I just
God.
don't want them to think that they should put this for WrestleMania, the Four Horsemen.
I don't think.
no, I'm not
will.
saying for WrestleMania for
Yeah.
next Survivor
But
Series.
you know how they are. Sometimes they're like, "Hey, let's do it," and it's just like,
No,
No.
I think
they're not. The other two are not ready.
I think the other two have not been built up enough yet. We just saw them at Evolution, and again here at Takeover.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know they've been doing some house shows for NXT.
We freaking
Yeah.
know that Bailey. We freaking know Bailey, Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte now. What it seems like forever. It seems like now we've like had them around forever.
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Like it's almost at this point. Like they're guaranteed Hall of Famers at this point.
Oh,
they hadn't
God,
been
yeah.
around, they hadn't even been around for that long to where you could like actually say that. But they're like, oh yeah, they're going all four of them at the same time. They're gonna get the rings the exact same day.
Now the main event of the night was Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan.
Son of a motherfucking biscuit.
I mean, we all got it wrong. Mike picking a no contest. The rest of us thinking
Oh,
Daniel
Tommy's
Bryan.
mad.
Tommy's mad.
Tommy's breathing.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. You come back.
Okay, yeah.
Take your time. Take your time.
This, as Mike put it, was starting to look like the usual boring Lesnar match, and then they gave Daniel Bryan the comeback, of course, which is after the low blow spot again that he beat AJ Styles with. I thought, hey, they might give it a shot here. Mike thinks Daniel Bryan could come out of this run as hot as he was before WrestleMania 30. He's going to go heel, but the fans will love him more.
I don't know about
That's
that.
such the reverse of everything that's been happening.
Yeah,
right now.
I want to think that, but the way he kind of cut his promo on SmackDown, it was kind of like, Yeah, I don't know. I think
Well,
Dan.
I mean, it just started, so maybe it'll change.
He's saying the Yes Movement's over. He's the new Daniel Bryan. I think by next week he's gonna have new music, and that's gonna change. Excuse me.
Just like when Shinsuke.
I think the only thing that confused me was like, why would you change champions and then not have him win?
knows,
I think that's what
Or
irked me the
cheat
most.
or something.
I was like, come on.
He cheated by blow blowing, but he could have done something else, you know? I feel like we got cheated out of another AJ Styles Brock Lesnar match. And I was like, what?
So I was like, what?
I was a little confused. I was like, okay, so then Daniel should win.
Interestingly enough, we didn't
Nope.
see AJ at all this weekend. Not at Survivor Series. He wasn't on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I guess he was
that
just
time
getting
off?
some time off, maybe. Yeah, and
So God knows he's earned it.
Oh,
he
God,
has.
yeah.
He had a champion for over a year, so why not?
Yep.
It's like when like in New Japan when Okada lost the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He probably went home and was like, Jesus, finally, I'm going to sleep.
As for our picks themselves, Tommy and I went 4-4, and Tina and Mike went 5-3.
That's right.
So,
Math. Mathlete.
As far as our WrestleCast ratings, Mike gave it a 3.25. He says this was a show with many great matches brought down by seeming to set up more things for the future than just having its own moments. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. They've kind of turned Survivor Series into that.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of sucks. I mean, they always focus so much on this Raw versus SmackDown thing, and I kind of hope they get away from it. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's
it needs its own thing. So he gave it a 3.25. Tommy, what are you giving it?
In all fairness, I mean, like I said, a lot of things did go the way I wanted them to, but I'll give it a 3.5 because, yeah, I definitely agree that they're using this to set up for a lot of stuff, but I can't lie, I'm really actually kind of excited for some of the stuff they're setting up for. So but by no means was it better than TakeOver, so I will I at no point can say that.
No.
But I will say that some of the stuff that could potentially come out of what they did, I'm excited for, even if Brock Lesnar freaking won again, which makes no freaking sense.
Jericho, do you have a rating for this one, man?
I'm gonna go with 3.5 also.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a decent show. I think my favorite match was Seth Rollins and Shinsuke. It felt like a main event match because they went hard.
I think you know what the funny part about that is whenever Seth and Shinsuke are not the main event of something, which is a lot of the time, it's still like, yeah, screw it, we're gonna steal the show. And since they were both in the match with each other, they're like, you know what, screw everybody else, let's go steal this show.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
Shinsuke was like, I like your thinking.
I'm giving the show a 3.
You come back to New Japan with me.
I'm giving the show a 3.
That's fair.
That match that you guys mentioned was good. The women's match was a show stealer to me because nobody expected that to happen.
That's true.
And that was awesome. And then of course the cruiserweights were like the highlights. Everything else just seemed kind of like, just kind of.
Yeah, the cruiserweight match again was another highlight.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was picking nominees for match, and then those are the only 3 matches that got votes, I believe. So
as deservedly so. I think. I think
those are the ones I put. But I mean, I could have put the cruiserweight, and they probably would have gotten more votes too. So it's just
we
one of those
put
things.
to others.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go with Mike.
3.25.
3.25. It was good here and there, and yes, I do like the fact they're gonna set up some stuff. I also was noticing, and I noticed it today too. A lot of the females are wearing matching gear. A lot more. Like, for example, obviously Bailey and Sasha, they've been doing the Boston Hug Connection thing.
Yeah.
But also Tamina and Nia were kind of matching, wearing black.
That's true.
And then right now on SmackDown, Naomi and Asuka were actually matching. So it's kind of making me wonder if they're going to set up the tag team belts for TLC.
Give us the freaking tag
It just
team
makes
titles
me.
already.
It just makes me wonder if they're going to set it up for TLC.
Sorry,
I wonder
my
if they're
evil
telling them like, "Hey,
I
need you two to get matching gear. I need you two to get matching gear. I need you to." You know, I mean, it just kind of, to me, it's kind of weird that they're all sort of just all of a sudden getting matching gear.
I think it's happening, but I think TLC is too soon.
You think it Rumble?
I think they might. No, I honestly think it's going to lead into WrestleMania, where you might have your first tag champs.
They might like have an extended tournament.
Yes.
That'll lead.
Oh,
you know what they could do? They could announce it at TLC to start a Rumble and finish at.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
possible, but
True.
you're gonna have to
Mania.
call up more women out of NXT. I don't think you have enough women to put a good tag team tournament on there. That's just
I don't
my
know
thing.
about that. I think there's a few. I mean, you could, but thing is too, you can use some of the women that they don't even use, like Alicia
Mm-hmm.
Fox and who else is like kind of
My unsung hero, by the way, Alicia
yeah.
Fox.
Dana Brooke. Like you can use women
That's
that
what I
are not
always
really that are
say.
not
Yeah.
usually being used right now. They're just in the back, kind of just sitting
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
They can be the first round match that they don't win.
At least they're there.
Because
So-
and that should happen because Alicia Fox needs to come out with a captain's hat more often and yell that she's the captain. Because if you don't think that's as funny as our truth, you're wrong.
Not if Kyrie Sane has something to say to it. So
Yeah.
Let's see. I think it was Lance Storm said like they should make a women's six person tag belt because it just differentiate it. And I was like, that would be kind of interesting actually.
That would be
But,
interesting.
Yeah, but
I don't
we'll
know how
see.
you would do that. You barely have any women for that.
yeah,
Yeah, let's just hire more women.
One team of 6. Good. Go.
our overall WrestleCast rating for Survivor Series is a 3.30. So
Not bad.
not too bad. Not good.
It's not
either.
December to December.
Not
Yeah.
good.
No, it's not. No. So anyway, that's our thoughts on the Survivor Series weekend, War Games, and Survivor Series. Feel free to comment with your thoughts on the show. I think we actually did get some from James Lee. I forgot to pull them up.
Oh no.
What is wrong with you?
It's been a busy.
We actually have people
Busy
who,
week.
We have people who like us.
You tell people to like us and comment, and then you don't.
I
even
know.
comment.
It's been,
Curses.
been a rough
Yeah, I'm
week.
sorry.
Curses
I
foiled
apologize.
again.
I apologize for
let me
him.
pull them up. Y'all can sing Jeopardy. Or talk about your show.
There you go.
Y'all finished too
Booyaka
early.
shot.
We post too much on this. No, I'm just kidding.
I post
I'm
too
just
much on
kidding.
mine.
James Lee, here we go. He says, match of the night. Good question. I would have to say it was Nakamura versus Rollins if you're talking about overall wrestling. Charlotte versus Ronda. That ending was amazing. Her inner Tommy Dreamer emerged and decimated her.
I didn't even think. Yeah, you're right. In our Tommy
Besides
Dreamer.
Becky, he did say beat her like I would. She never
There
said
you go.
win, that she had to win the match.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, that's a good point.
Then finally, Brock
Yeah.
versus Daniel Bryan. But Bryan Danielson, because that was not Daniel Bryan we saw tonight. It also turned out to be a good match.
That's true.
Very true. Side note, Shane McMahon is insane. Glad to see he still has love for the business. But to be honest, NXT outshined SummerSlam with 4.2 matches. Yeah.
4.2. Yeah.
Wow.
4.2 matches.
0.2.
Not Riddle versus...
Yeah,
That's
I
just-
know. I got it.
It's
I
hilarious.
got it.
I see what you did there.
I see what you did.
Thanks, James. Sorry I was late reading it. I was like, oh, I forgot he...
That's really 4.2 matches. That's really
Yeah.
good. I like that. I'm gonna refer to any really short match that like.
I would have
seems
said
out
a
of place.
0.1, but
Yeah, we'll go with that.
No, but from now on, any short match that
0.2.
seems out of place, I'm calling it a 0.2 match from now on.
So the 0.2 match.
Yeah, that 0.2 match is okay.
Now, as far as the road to TLC, which is the next pay-per-view, so far Raw's only announced 3 matches. The women's title...
Only? That's a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah,
a lot,
that's true. That is a lot.
Ronda versus Nia, IC title, Seth Rollins versus Ambrose, and a TLC match, Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin. Stipulations on this match are that if Strowman wins, he gets his title shot against Brock Lesnar. If Baron Corbin wins, he'll be the permanent GM, but if he loses all authority.
Thank
So he's back to
God.
being a wrestler.
That's to be a wrestler. He's not going to.
But the extra stipulation they haven't gotten to this is that Braun Strowman picks the stipulation, which
Against-
it was a
yeah,
TLC.
match. Which I'm
Um,
like, heck yeah.
On SmackDown, they just announced Daniel Bryan defending his WWE Championship against AJ Styles. And then, of course, we know that the Mixed Match Challenge tournament final is going to be that night, with the winning team getting the number 30 spots in the respective Royal Rumble matches. Now, I have a couple theories on how this is going to play out.
Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah,
I did
so-
too for a second there.
We.
Yeah, in regards to the Mixed Match Challenges, we all remember when it started, Braun Strowman and Alexa was supposed to team.
Yeah.
Alexa got hurt, replaced her with Ember Moon. One of the things they said, though, was that if Alexa is healthy by the time, healthy and Strowman and Ember have not been eliminated yet, she can retake her spot.
Which is.
Which I have a feeling,
BS.
if she's healthy, which it's been, from what I understand, it's been pretty tough going. She has a lot of tingling in her arms. She still hasn't passed concussion protocol. So kind of scary injury, which is why she's doing these backstage roles or these
Chase
authority
is
roles.
keeping up. So he's,
Yes.
he's very
But if
worried.
she's healthy, she could either...
would.
Yes. I think if she's healthy, she could throw herself in and say right before the match, I'm teaming with Braun
Yeah.
for this.
And then he can
They
throw her
win.
to the side.
No, they win, and then Alexa and Braun both get the 30 spots in the Rumble. But but I don't even know if Braun's going to be in the Rumble if he beats Corbin. So that's another thing to think about.
Yeah.
If she's not healthy and Strowman beats Corbin at TLC, I think Alexa's going to be the new GM of Raw.
That's what I was thinking too.
They're really being very precautionary with her injury, with the whole concussion thing, with everybody now, with the way concussions are treated in just about every sport. So everyone's being cautious about it. So, but that's my theory on how that's going to play out. So,
if not, the only other one I can think of would be the Miz and Asuka win again. They're 2-time champions, so you can have the Miz be number 30 and win. And Asuka could be number 30 again. Or she was 30. What number was she? She was 30.
She wasn't 30 last year.
She wasn't 30 last year.
No, she was 20 something,
Trish was
right?
30 last year, I think.
She was 20 something. 28.
She was 20 something and one.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, she was like 28 or something.
forget what number she was.
Because Bailey was like 28 or 29.
Okay, now you're driving me crazy.
He's got to look. I have to go back and look at numbers, but
I want to say she was 27 or 28 because remember Bailey was like 29.
Yeah.
This is going to be the final pay per view for WWE for the year. So,
and I'm thinking even if Asuka's 30, she's not going to win it this year.
it's kind of like
I know she'll win back-to-back years.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
Yeah, you never know.
I mean, hell, Survivor Series wasn't predictable, so there's no way we can tell for sure for this one.
I'm really hoping Ember wins this year. The Rumble.
Oh God, please, yes. Of course, if Ember Moon wins the freaking Royal Rumble, the cheers that'll come out of Texas will make no sense.
Texas will have an earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna all scream, Athena! Wait.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Brandon Bray, will literally explode. Okay, Asuka was 25 last year.
25.
Trish was 30.
Trish was 30, yeah.
I thought for sure Trish came out before that, but
No,
then
she
again,
was 30.
Oh, that's right, because the twins came out after them. After Asuka.
Don't remember.
One right after the other.
Yep.
Jeez Louise. Anyway.
Lame.
And then Bailey showed up, yeah.
Now, prior to TLC, Starrcade is taking place this weekend in Cincinnati, Ohio. But here's the catch. It's basically a house show. It's going to take place on Saturday night, and then they're going to have a 1-hour special on Sunday on the network. Boo. Give us Starrcade as a full pay-per-view. It was one of WCW's great pay-per-views.
I think Vince is just trolling now at this point. Well, I mean, it's Vince, he trolls continually. But it's like he's trolling for sure for hella sure with Starrcade.
If you're going to Starrcade in the Cincinnati area, it's not a bad card. IC title street fight, Rollins versus Ambrose. Strowman versus Corbin, I don't know if it's going to happen because apparently on Raw, they did a beatdown on Strowman. And from what I understand, Strowman needs elbow surgery to remove some bone spurs. So that was kind of a way to ride him off TV for a few weeks. So I doubt he's going to be in this match. AJ Styles versus Joe in a steel cage. U.S. title, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rey Mysterio. SmackDown tag titles, The Bar versus The New Day. And then Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor and Rusev versus The Miz. McIntyre versus Fowler should be good.
I'm looking forward to that. A few of those would be good.
So I don't know how much we're going to get as a 1-hour special. Maybe like 2 matches of these if they show full matches or something.
There's no women matches?
No.
That's weird.
At least that's not what they've announced. I don't know if they're going to add them last minute or something. But
that is weird, actually.
Because last year I remember they had like Natty was on it or something.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
So that's pretty much our show for today. Kind of a short one. So next week, I'm going to be interviewing Chris Marval, who locally has been a long time wrestler here, and now he's the trainer and founder, one of the co-founders of Hybrid School of Wrestling.
It's funny because like our Facebook friendship thing came up today, and I was like, but my God, I've known that man since I was 17 years old. That like my first independent wrestling show was 2005, and he was the very first main event I ever saw of an indie show. Him and Kazushi Miyamoto. Yeah. I remember that like to this day, and I was like, I actually didn't meet him until like months later, but I was like, I've known since I was 17. I'm 30 now. Good God, I've known Chris Marvel my entire adult life.
Yeah, so
I mean, I met you at 2006.
Yeah, like just a couple months later. What?
Yeah,
at that place on South Pressa.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is.
So if you have any questions that you want me to ask Chris, I might try and get a little fan question thing in there. I don't know how many of these interviews he's done, if at all. So I'm just kind of
a few, I think.
Yeah, he's just going to kind of get like a retrospective on his career. He's had quite an extensive one.
Very.
How he got into wrestling, his love for it.
What is the one question you would want him to answer?
Yes. Make it a good one.
Yes, make it a good one. I have a good one.
And then just kind of, well, you can tell me that,
Yeah.
And then just gets his thoughts on hybrid and what goes on there. So send us that in a couple of weeks. Is it a couple weeks? Well, about a week and a half, actually. The Countdown City Geekcast will be at Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy Alamo Ranch location on Saturday, December 1st for their 1-year anniversary. So
Can't believe it's already been 1 year.
Yeah.
the store opened. Yes, it did. So we'll be there broadcasting live. Come by, say hi. We're going to have the Bumblebee giveaway Steady, Jericho, and I showed on the Countdown City Geekcast with our Stanley tribute episode. So that's our show for today. Again, follow us on Twitter at CCG_WrestleCast. And please subscribe to the Countdown City Geeks. Again, I'm not putting a damn thing, so y'all look like
You're gonna put something.
Hold on, I'm going to do the Vanna White.
yes.
Okay, if you put it up there, then fine.
Then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. There you go. We're going to do the Vanna White. Vanna White.
On our way out, just thanks for watching, everyone. Over there, we got Jericho.
There you go.
It's
Not Mike.
Not Mike.
Not
Not
Mike.
Mike.
Hashtag not Mike.
Hashtag not Mike.
Over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got my wife, Tina.
Bye, guys.
And I'm JC. And remember, heels and baby faces. Pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.